All right, so for today's practice, if you could please grab 2 blocks, if you have them, and a strap. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a yoga strap. It can be a tie, it could be a belt, it could be really anything long like this, all right? And just set that off to the side. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. It could just be sitting in a chair for now, okay? I'm just gonna come into a cross-legged pose. So today, the theme of our practice is moving through the layers of your being to get in alignment with source, or to get closer to that alignment, right? When we do that, we can express ourselves more fully. And to me, Mermaid Pose is such a beautiful way to show this expression. Whenever you're in it, it's like, you just feel so open and free, and I really love it. So Kosha means sheath. And if you guys want to learn more about the koshas, please make sure that you go back to my previous videos and watch the meditation on the koshas as well as the training. Okay, so kosha means sheath. They're similar to layers of an onion. When we commit to our practice, we're able to get in tune with the more subtle layers. So we start with the Annamaya kosha, which is the physical body. Okay, so the physical body, your muscles, your bones, things like that. So that's the one that we're usually the most connected to. And that's what the physical practice of yoga, the asana, that's what that really can connect us to. The asana can also really connect us to the breath. So as we move through our flow today, I really want you to focus on connecting all of the movements to breath. Okay, so do you know what that term is? It's called Vinyasa. So Vinyasa is whenever you link your movement to your breath. So we really want to focus on taking deep inhales and complete exhales. So we'll breathe into 4 and out to 4. That's about the average count I like to do. And then we'll move into connecting to the Manomaya kosha. So that's connecting to and being aware of your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, so those subconscious programs. Then we move into the Viana kosha. Now this is where it's your intellect, your consciousness, or your conscience, your will, your inner perception, higher thought, creativity, intuition, true desires. It's a lot. But really it's where we can discern those thoughts that we were looking at in the stage before. So, is this really serving me? Do I really want this program going on in the back of my mind all the time? Like, you're not good enough. What are you thinking? You can't do that. Your inner mean girl, really, right? So kind of noticing what thoughts are going through the mind and discerning, saying, no, I'm not going to let that thought come in anymore. And every time that thought comes in, you change it. And that is a practice as well, okay? It's not just going to happen overnight. You have to be consistent with it. Then we'll work on connecting to the Anandamaya kosha. Ananda means bliss. So this is where we are kind of beyond all of that, and we are the seer. We're not attached to the thoughts. We're able to witness and observe, like, oh, that's interesting that my human body's doing that, or my humanness is doing that. So it's kind of separating, being the observer of humanity, of your humanity. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. Come into Sukhasana if you're not there already. That's easy seated pose. So flex the feet and set the shins into the arches. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Making sure that you have a neutral pelvis. That just means that you're sitting on top of your sitting bones, your booty's not popping out, your tailbone's not tucking under, so your front hip bones are level to the back hip bones, okay, like this. All right, from there, just lift the rib cage up, relax the shoulders, hands on the knees. So here you could have, let's have the palms down just for now. So really signifying turning inward, connecting to the body, okay? Reach the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky and close your eyes. So just take a couple moments here to notice. Notice just what you're bringing to the mat today, mentally, physically, emotionally. And then just start to make sure you're breathing in and out through the nose. You're breathing in deeply, you're exhaling completely. Basically breathing in as far as you can go without causing strain, and the same on the exhale, exhaling as far as you can go without causing strain. As you inhale, let the low ribs expand, mid ribs, upper ribs, so drawing that energy up. Exhale, upper ribs, mid ribs, low ribs, belly. Continue with that. Okay, now turn your gaze inward and start to visualize or pretend, use your imagination and connect with the lower part of your body. So any part of your body that is touching the earth. It's probably a part of the feet, the booty, the sitting bones, ankles. Just notice and feel every part of your body that's connecting to the earth. And start to move up the body, so coming up towards the shins, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the pelvic bowl. Connecting to the entire lower half of the body. Moving up through the trunk of the body, so the belly, up towards the solar plexus, and not just the front of the body, but the middle of the body and the back of the body as well. So moving all the way up the cylinder of your torso. Moving up through the heart center, so the chest, the middle, the heart space, and the back, the shoulders, the collarbones. Becoming aware of the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the hands and the fingers. And becoming aware of the throat and the neck. The jaw, the mouth, the ears, the back of the head, the nose, the eyes, forehead, third eye, center of the head, upper back of the head, crown of the head. Now let's start to breathe into 4 and out to 4. So exhale to begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Do that a couple more rounds, and as you do that, draw the lower belly gently in and up and expand the ribs in every direction. And as you exhale, reverse it down. The forehead relax, the eyes, the jaw. And set the affirmation for our practice today, which is also our intention. So as you inhale, think, I go. Exhale within. Inhale, I go. Exhale within. Good. And circle your hands together in front of your heart to prayer. Let's set that intention and begin our practice and create our sacred circle with one Om. Take a deep breath in. And then lower your head as you exhale. Bring your hands back down to your knees. Blink your eyes open and slowly lift your head. All right, great. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers apart as far as you can comfortably and have your pointer fingers pointing straight forward. Extend your right foot back behind you with the toes on the ground. Push into the knuckles, pushing the heel down towards the mat to stretch the calf, but also to release the knee from having it crossed for so long. And then other side. And release. Okay, so back to the hands and knees. This is tabletop. In tabletop, wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees are directly under the hips. As you inhale, start to look out in front of you, arching the back. And then as you exhale, round the back, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone. Now notice what your tailbone's doing. As you inhale, point the tailbone up towards the sky, look out. Try not just to drop the belly here, okay? Exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone down, push into the hands. Keep going. Work with your breath. So you're inhaling to 4 and exhaling to 4. For some people, this might seem really slow. Okay, keep going. But we want to make sure that you're breathing in deeply, because if not, you could actually exacerbate any symptoms of anxiety, overwhelm, stress, anything like that. So we want to make sure, and depression. So you want to make sure that you're taking nice deep breaths. If you're not breathing deeply, then you're just exercising. You're not really doing yoga. Okay, and then come back to a neutral spine. Now from here, if you have your blocks, what I'd like you to do is have the knees together, feet apart. Place 1 or 2 blocks in between the ankles and then squeeze the block with the ankles. If you don't have blocks, then you can stand up tall on your knees. That would be fine. Okay, grab your strap. Now bring your left arm up. Actually, I don't need you to grab the strap. Reach your left arm up and bend the elbow. Then just grab the elbow and start to push it down with the right hand. So not getting too crazy, just starting to feel a stretch here in the left tricep. Maybe in the shoulder a little bit as well. And breathe. Good. Other side. So it's like you're reaching your hand down the spine. Good. Okay, and release. Now move your blocks off to the side. Come back to the hands and knees. Spread your fingers apart again. Point your fingers, point straight forward. Walk your knees back a couple inches. Push the knuckles down into the mat. Don't let them pop up. Lift the knees up off the mat. Now keep the knees bent and push into your knuckles, sending your hips up and back so that you're in a straight line from the wrists all the way up to the hips. So we don't want to have an angle at the armpit, and we don't want to have a rounded back. So that's why it usually works better to bend the knees and then push the hips up and back. Okay, now from here, start to walk the dog. So kind of waking up the backs of the legs, just bending and straightening the alternate legs. Push one heel down and the other heel down. And walk your feet forward towards your hands. Bring your big toes together to touch if that feels okay for you. If not, you can have your feet separated about fist width, so 1 to 2 inches. Hands to your shins. Inhale, reach the heart forward, reach the crown of the head forward for monkey pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Feel free to bend the knees so you can tip the pelvis forward and point the tailbone up. Push down into the feet, look out in front of you. Inhale, slowly rise up, arms out to the sides, palms touch overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands down through center today. Breathe here. And ground down into all four corners of the feet. Make sure not to lock the knees back. So just have a gentle squeeze in the quad, the muscle right above the knees, and that'll help to bring out any hyperextension. Okay, neutral pelvis. Lift the rib cage up, relax the shoulders. Find your gazing point, and come back to your affirmation. I go within. And ground down as you exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Feel free to bend the knees again so you can tip the pelvis. Let the arms and head hang. Inhale, come halfway up to your monkey pose. Flat back, reach the heart forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, exhale, step back to plank, top of a push-up. Now hold here. Instead of letting the belly come down, I want you to lift the hips a little bit and tuck the tailbone just to bring the pelvis into neutral, navel to spine. Okay, inhale, push forward with the toes so the shoulders come way past the wrists. You can bring the knees down. Exhale, lower down, elbows point back, chest lands before the belly. Uncurl the toes. It's okay if that was hard for you, but please try to bring the chest first. Inhale, chest forward and up. It's okay if it doesn't happen, just try. Exhale, slowly come down. Let's do that cobra again. Push into the knuckles. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Curl the toes under, draw the shoulders away from the mat. I want you to try to lift the belly first, so maybe walk the knees in. Unless you have a low back issue, don't do that. Then push up, hips up and back. If you found that extremely hard, awesome, welcome to the club. That means that you did it right. If you found it easy, maybe you weren't doing it right. So take note of that and look into it. You can always post a video of yourself doing these things also in my Facebook group, the Yoga Goddess Collective, and tag me, and then I can help you. Okay, so from here, either stay in your down dog or we're going to move into a twist. Okay, so walk the hands towards the feet about an inch. You can keep the knees bent, that's fine. Grab the outside edge of the right calf with the left hand. Look under the right armpit. Make sure to breathe. And switch. Good, release. Okay, walk the feet in about an inch, big toes touch, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. At the end of the exhale, walk or lightly hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the heart forward, monkey pose. Hands can be on the shins. I don't want to see rounded backs. Exhale, fold over the legs. Push into the feet, look out in front of you. Inhale, rise up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now, I know I can't actually see you, but I want you to pretend that I can. Okay, pretend that I'm there watching you. I do not want you to take shortcuts just in order to touch the ground with your hands. Who cares if you can touch the ground if your back's super rounded and you can't breathe? Okay? That's not the goal. The goal is to do the poses with correct alignment so that the energy can move freely through the body and so that you feel sensation. And listen to your body's signals, okay? All right, ground down as you exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up to your monkey pose, flat back. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, push forward, shoulders past the wrist. Exhale, lower with or without the knees, but chest lands first. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up. Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Try to lift the belly first. Inhale, push up to your plank. Exhale, hips up and back. And whenever I say plank, I mean also it can be modified plank like I did onto my knees. Roll the upper arms away from each other like you're trying to close the armpits, okay? Then roll the forearms in, keeping the knuckles heavy. Bring the big toes together to touch and lift the right leg up. Feel free to bend the knee, open the hip. Just do what feels good here. Square off the hips, lift the leg up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it through however you can. Low lunge. If you need to grab the foot, bring it through. Go ahead and do that. So we're going to hold here. Walk the right foot over to the right just a little bit so that you can try to have your chest on the inside of the knee. Now, if your back's really rounded, it would probably be good to bring your hands onto blocks, because now watch my upper back. Instead of being here, I'm going to try to draw the chest forward and up. Okay, so I have a nice long spine instead of rounded. If you don't have blocks, you could just bring the back knee down and maybe even come like this. That would be fine. Scoot the left foot back so that the heel, instead of being down towards the ground, it's over the toes. Push the left heel back and the right knee forward, so you're pushing in opposite directions. Good. Now keep the left hand down either on blocks or the ground. Right hand to the right knee. Walk the right foot over. Inhale, reach the heart towards the front of the mat. Exhale, twist. Could lift the top arm up if that feels good. Breathe. And Vinyasa or down dog. If you want to work on three-legged Vinyasa just to spice it up, you can. So the right leg would stay lifted, lower down, inhale through Cobra or upward facing dog if you really know how to do it. Exhale, please, and otherwise Cobra, downward facing dog. What's the point of trying to get from point A to point Z? You know, like, oh, I just started yoga like a year ago and I'm doing upward facing dog. Well, you don't want to miss the journey. You know, that's the point, is really the journey. And some of you could be doing upward facing dog in your first year, but you'd have to be really flexible. Okay, left leg up. Can bend the knee, open the hips. Move it around a little bit. Do what feels good. And then square it off. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, bring it through however you can. Low lunge. So again, if you've got those blocks, hands onto the blocks, scooch the right foot back, push the left knee forward at the same time. Draw the chest forward and up. No rounded backs. Okay, keep the right hand down either on the blocks or the ground. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Walk the left foot over. If this is too much, bring the back knee down. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Top arm can go up. Make sure not to dump into the bottom shoulder, so really push into the bottom hand so you have a lot of space in between the shoulder and the ear. Good. Vinyasa or down dog. So I'm going to do a three-legged down dog, then move through the Vinyasa. So you only want to be doing upward facing dog if you can get the legs off the ground. Only the tops of the feet are touching. Belly should be in between the forearms. Okay. So you're not here. Otherwise, please Cobra. It's going to be a better back bend for you anyway. Hips up and back as you exhale. Downward facing dog. Hope you guys are getting sweaty because I am. Whew. So anytime it feels good, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, as we move through the practice, I want you to start noticing your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts. What is the self-talk, okay, that you're giving yourself as you move through the flow? What emotions are you feeling? All right, so either let's do 3 bunny hops, or you can come down to a child's pose and just kind of chill out. Otherwise, bunny hops are in down dog, walk your feet forward a couple inches, big toes touch, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward at the end of the exhale, little or big hop, okay? So do 3. All right, good. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bring it through however you can, low lunge. Bring the back knee down. Okay, now for this one, rise up. I like to have the back toes curled under. You can have them straight back, it doesn't matter. Lengthen the tailbone down so the pelvis is neutral and push the right knee forward. Right knee should be pretty much right on top of the ankle, not past. Make sure you're not going so far that the booty's popping out, okay? Pull it back a little bit so you can have a neutral pelvis. That'll protect the low back. Let's just do hands to the heart. Good. Then interlace the hands behind the back in Yoga Mudra. Do a big shoulder roll and start to pull the arms away from the body. Lift the chest. See if you can try to bring the breath up into the rib cage and really expand the ribs in every direction. Good. So this pose is really getting a lot of the areas that we need to get prepared for our mermaid pose, right? Our quads, our hip flexors, our spine, our chest, our shoulders. Okay, left hand down, right hand to the right knee. Walk the right foot over. Turn the right toes out slightly and make sure that the right knee is pointing in the same direction as the toes. Again, don't dump into the bottom shoulder, okay? A lot of space in between the shoulder and the ear. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, twist. You can bring the top arm up. You can stay here, or if you need to feel, only if you need to feel more sensation, you guys, then you can lift the back foot. Only if you need more sensation. Please listen to your body and be careful. You have to take responsibility for your practice. It's not, you can't really say, oh, that teacher hurt me, okay? You need to take responsibility. Unless the teacher's actually touching your body and pushing you down, okay, in a pose, you need to be responsible for yourself and be empowered that you know what you need, okay? Only you know. And you need to trust yourself. Okay, so Vinyasa or down dog. I'm going to do a Vinyasa on my knees because those bunny hops wore me out. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be mad at myself or think I'm a bad yogi, because I need to do that. All right, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Right knee down, rise up. You can curl the back toes under. Lengthen the tailbone down, pelvis neutral. Push the left knee forward so it ends up on top of the ankle. Hands to the heart. Breathe here. I want you to focus on feeling the stretch here in the back leg, okay, and warming up the hip flexor. Now interlace your hands behind your back in your non-dominant way. So it's going to be the way that feels a little bit weird. Okay, do a big shoulder roll. Now as you breathe, try to bring the breath up into the rib cage and expand the ribs as you breathe. Pull the arms away from the back. Good. Now right hand down to the ground. Walk the left foot over. You can turn the left toes out slightly. Left knee points in the same direction as the toes. Now you might need to bring your right knee back a little bit. Okay, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Please make sure not to dump into the bottom shoulder. Push, push, push. Top arm can go up. Stay here, or only if you need more sensation, reach back for the foot. All right, beautiful. Release. Vinyasa or down dog. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down. Curl the toes under. Inhale, push up. Exhale, up and back. So let's take some breaths here in downward facing dog, or please feel free to bring the knees back down and sit back on the knees. If you're sitting on the knees here in Vajrasana, just close your eyes, turn your gaze inward. Good. All right, stay there. Come to down dog or 3 bunny hops, just for those of you that want to build a little bit more heat, because they do. So just go at your own time. Walk the feet in a little bit, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. At the end of the exhale, little or big hop. All right, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it through, low lunge. Flatten the back foot, grab your strap in your right hand. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. So right heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Turn the back toes in slightly. Right knee is pointing straight forward over the toes, okay? Then only pull the back hip back as far as you can go, opening the pelvis without letting the knee turn in. If your knee starts to turn in, you guys, you've gone too far. Keep the knee pointing forward. All right, now let's bring the right arm up with the strap, if you have it. Left hand behind you. Bend the right elbow. Grab onto the strap with the left hand. Okay, now pull the bottom hand up the spine. Walk the hands closer together. Pull the bottom hand up, walk them closer together, and just repeat until you get to where you feel sensation, okay? What you don't want to do is stick your booty out and do a back bend in order to get the bind. So keep your tailbone lengthened down so your pelvis is neutral. Lift the rib cage up and make sure that your chin isn't jutting out. So pull your chin back in space. All right, release the strap. Arms out, warrior 2, inhale. Exhale, now bring both hands down on either side of the right foot. Lift your back heel. So now you're in a low lunge like we did in the very first flow. And then we're gonna come to pigeon. So it's not super graceful here, but just walk the right foot back a little bit. And then bring the right knee down to the right side of the mat. Left knee is over towards the left side of the mat. Don't grab the left foot and pull it up. Don't do it. Okay, so I see so many times people pull this foot and yank it up. You guys, that can hurt your knee so bad. Plus, who cares if your shin's parallel to the top of the mat? That is not the goal, okay? Instead, if you need to feel more of a stretch in this right glute here in the hip, curl the back toes under and walk it back. Walk it back. That's a lot safer on the knee, okay? So from here, you can have the back toes curled under or extend them back. Try not to dump off to the side, so keep the hips square and breathe. If you need to feel a little bit more of a stretch, you can come onto the forearms. I wouldn't go all the way down because we still have to do the pinnacle pose. We're not like really trying to relax yet, okay? Come back to your affirmation. I go within. Nice deep yogic breaths. Relax your face, relax your jaw, breathe, smile a little bit. If you can't do those things, it's a good sign you're going too far. Awesome. Okay, now come back up onto your hands. And if you like, you can flip the dog. So what we'll do is come to your down dog, lift the right leg up, and then start to come onto the knife edge of the left foot and place your right foot behind to lift the hips. You don't have to do that. You can totally just do your down dog. Open the heart, Vinyasa or down dog. If you're going to do a Vinyasa, I'll talk you through it. Inhale, push forward, knees can come down. Exhale, lower, chest first, uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower, curl the toes under. Lift the belly first. Inhale, push up to your plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, bring it through, low lunge. Grab your strap in your left hand, flatten the back foot, come into your Virabhadrasana 2, okay? So, left knee's bent towards 90 degrees. Left foot is going straight. Left heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Level out the pelvis, so we don't want this hip high like we got attitude, okay? Level them out. Left knee stays right on top of the ankle, so not coming in. And then pull the back hip back only as far as you can go without the knee coming in. Strap in the left hand, left arm up, right hand behind. Hold on to the strap, pull the bottom hand up, walk the hands closer together. Pull it up, walk them closer together, and just repeat that until, again, you get to where it feels good for you. Breathe. So this is Virabhadrasana 2 with Gomukhasana arms, in case you care what it's called. think a lot of people worry about, can I be a good teacher if I don't know the Sanskrit? Yes, you guys, you don't have to know the Sanskrit. I personally just think it's fun, and it's history, you know, it's where it comes from. So I really like it, but that's me. Okay, release the strap, arms straight out, inhale. Warrior two, exhale, both hands on either side of the left foot for lunge. Now again, feel free to move through a vinyasa or plant the right hand. Come onto the knife edge of your right foot, left foot up and over. Lift the hips. Don't bend the right elbow or you will fall. Most likely. All right, so come back to your plank. Vinyasa, come on. Oh, you guys, you know what? I totally forgot pigeon on that side. Left knee to the outside of the left wrist. I thought I was forgetting something. All right. From here, you can, again, stay here. Don't grab the foot and yank it up. Or you can walk it back. Walk it back. Okay, back toes can curl under or they can point straight back. I personally like to point them straight back. The leg behind you is parallel to the long edge of the mat. Square the hips. Try not to sit off to the side. Stay there, or forearms to the ground. Again, staying on the forearms instead of laying down, because we're just not, that's not the energy we want to cultivate quite yet. So again, for those of you that maybe, and it's okay if you're not thinking about being a teacher, I like to speak to those people because that's what I do. I lead teacher trainings and I love building confidence in my students. And a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, what would I do if I, forgot a pose or whatever? And you just admit it, or you don't say anything at all and you just keep going. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't make you, we make mistakes. We're not perfect, right? Just because we're yoga teachers does not mean that we're perfect. And if there's people that aren't going to follow you because of that or take your classes or whatever, you don't really want them in your class anyway, I don't think, right? So don't worry about it. It's just like, okay, good. That cleared the slate, right? Okay, so now come out of it. We already flipped the dog. So let's just move through the vinyasa. Lower down, back bend, back down, curl the toes under, push up, and hips up and back, downward facing dog. I go within. Take a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just pretending, using your imagination, visualizing that you're letting go of anything that's standing in the way with that exhale. You're letting go of anything that's standing in the way from you going within, okay? Let it go. Maybe even a sigh. Okay. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bring your right knee to the outside of the right wrist again, pigeon. So we just did this. So let's go into pigeon again. But this time, if it feels okay on your low back. So first option would be to keep your hands right in front here like this, okay? Right in front. Next option would be to bring the hands on either side of the hips. This is going to be a lot more. Now, if you have a block, you can always sit up on a block. See if that feels better or worse on your low back. Okay, if this doesn't feel good on your low back, I would just stay forward, okay? It's all right. You don't need to go to the full thing. Okay, so next variation would be, so if you need to feel more sensation, and only if you need to feel more sensation, lift the back foot. If that makes you like, don't do it, okay? You've gone too far. Listen to your body's signals. Next variation, you can reach back. This would be a great place to stay. The next variation would be to try to get the foot in the crook of the elbow. Next variation, top arm up and overhead. The key here is to open the chest. I'm actually just going to come right here. That's a little bit much for me today. And release. I could tell I have not done that for a while, right? So I didn't push it. I held it for a breath. I was like, nah, it's not really for me today. So then I went to the variation that did feel good for me today, and that's okay. All right, downward facing dog. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and just kind of shift the hips from side to side. Release the low back. Okay, big toes touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to the outside of the left wrist. If you need to get deeper, walk the right foot back. Now in Pigeon, a lot of times people notice a difference in the sides. Like I can go way further on this side than that side, totally normal. All right, so you can stay here again with the hands in front, or if you need to feel more, and if it feels okay on your back, you can bring your hands on either side of more of the hips. Stay there, or if you need to feel more, lift the back foot. Okay, you can reach back, grab there, stay there. Next variation, put the foot in the hook of the arm. Crook of the arm. Next variation here. So it's a little easier for me on this side. Try to square your chest off towards the front. And if it's challenging for you, and if you guys really want to get this pose, do this flow more often. Do it a couple of times a week. Okay, release. Last vinyasa. So I'm just going to come onto the knees, exhale, lower down, inhale, just a little cobra. Exhale down, curl the toes under, inhale, push up, and exhale. Sit back in onto your heels if that feels okay, or child's pose, or hold down dog if you still have some energy left. If you're sitting in Vajrasana, let's do Dhyana Mudra with the left hand under, right hand on top, and the thumbs touching. Close your eyes. If you're in a resting pose, if you're in down dog, you can keep your eyes open, just find a gazing point. Good. All right, and then make your way into Sukhasana, or easy seated pose. Before you do that, you might want to extend the legs out and just shake them out a little bit, go from side to side, and then cross your legs and put your non-dominant leg in front, okay? Whatever easy seated pose feels good for you. I like to do a little spin on Sukhasana, so whatever feels good for you. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Big shoulder roll, lift the rib cage up, relax the shoulders. Now, let's have the palms open. Close your eyes. Now let's come back to the breath and start to let the heart rate slow down. I want you to tune in again, begin to notice. Okay, you are noticing your thoughts during your practice today. Now I want you to think about what thoughts, what emotions came from those thoughts. What are you ready to let go of? Was there something during your practice telling you you're not good enough? Or that person's better than you? Or why can't you do this anymore? You used to be able to do it, you're too old. Whatever it is. You need to lose weight. Was your inner mean girl or boy present today? And if they were, what were they saying? And if they weren't present in your practice today, just try to think of situations off of your mat where that voice gets a little bit louder. And think about what you need to let go of. And we'll do a breath that's a little bit more conducive to letting go and releasing, as well as relaxing. So we'll try to inhale to 4 and exhale to 5 or 6, okay? So let's do a couple rounds together. In 4, out 5. So exhale to begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now keep going on your own. You might inhale to 5 or 6. Just let your exhales be 1, 2, or 3 counts longer than your inhale. Find and establish your own rhythm. Letting the ribs expand on your inhale and soften on your exhale. soften the outer body. You want to keep the inner body bright. You want to keep the spine long. Let go of any tension in the forehead and the eyebrows, the jaw, the shoulders. As you can let go on your physical body, you can start to let go on the other layers as well. It just makes it a little bit more easy. And the reverse is true too. Once you start letting go of certain thoughts and patterns, you're able to more deeply relax the physical body. So all of the koshas, these layers are very intermingled, interrelated. Good. And then lower your head slightly, blink your eyes open, and lift your head. So with these last few poses that we do, we're really working on letting go of all of those things that you're ready to let go of, at least beginning the process, okay? It doesn't all have to happen today. It's a practice and it's a process. So you can extend your legs out. If you have blocks, you can place those in front of you. I like to show this one from the side so that you can see what my pelvis is doing. So instead of coming into a forward fold like this, which most people do, okay, I want you to think about coming on top of the sitting bones. Now that might be like, your hamstrings might be like, hello, but if that's the case, please sit up on something. Grab a couch cushion, grab a yoga bolster, grab some pillows, whatever you have, so that you can set yourself up and start to tip your pelvis forward, lifting your tailbone up, okay? So we're not lifting it up so much that it compresses the low back, but you're just lifting it up so you can get that natural curve in the low back, and so that we don't round the back. Okay, because most injuries in the spine happen right above the sacrum, and we don't want to compress that area. So instead, tilt the pelvis forward. If you have blocks, you can bring forearms onto the blocks or elbows onto the blocks. I really love to put the forehead on something in these closing poses, if possible, in forward folds for sure. So even if you had a chair here, you could come like this. Just really think about drawing the chest forward. As it feels good, you could lower the blocks, but it might not feel good today. And even today, you might have your hands behind and you're just pushing the chest forward. Whatever. Listen to your body. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you any better or any worse depending on where you can go in the pose, okay? Eyes closed. Come back to that breath where you're inhaling as far as you can go comfortably, and then the exhales are longer than the inhales. Relax the face, relax the jaw. Try to keep the toes pointing up. You can even change your affirmation for this portion of the practice to I let go. On your inhale, I. Exhale, let go. Good, and then slowly make your way up, but keep your eyes closed, or if it feels better, just have a soft gaze. Notice how you feel after that forward fold. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, lower your head slightly, blink your eyes open, and lift your head. Okay, move any props out of the way. And then slowly lay onto your back. Have your knees bent with the feet on the floor. Okay, now lift your hips, shift your hips over to the right. So now your hips are off center to the right. Okay, let the knees fall to the left. If your bottom knee doesn't touch the ground and you have a block, you can put the block underneath, or you can push your knees forward away from you. Okay, because we really want to get somewhere where you can feel like you're relaxing, where you're letting go. So you don't want to feel like you're holding your legs up. So just relax, let it go. Arms can be out to your sides in a T if that feels good. Close your eyes and focus on expanding the ribs wherever you can. So think about really expanding the top rib cage, creating a little bit more space. We have the opportunity to really stretch those muscles on the rib cage. And then as you exhale, soften. On your inhale, I. Exhale, let go. So letting go in the physical body again signifies to the other layers, it's okay, it's safe to let go. Soften your forehead and your jaw. Good, and then bring the knees up towards center. Shift your hips over to the left. Let the knees come down to the right. Eyes closed if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, a soft gaze if needed. Really breathing into that top rib cage, expanding on your inhale. Softening on the exhale. I let go. Come back to center. And bring your knees in towards your chest for a double knee hug, Apanasana. And just rock a little bit from side to side, massaging and releasing the low back. And bring your feet down to the ground one at a time. Extend your legs out in front of you one at a time. And reach the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And then bring the arms down by your sides. Roll the shoulders under the back and then let the chest soften. Bring the hands a little bit wider than the mat. And let the feet be about as wide as the mat and just letting the feet fall where they naturally go. Bring the chin down slightly, just enough to get a neutral curve, a natural curve in the neck. Okay, so you don't want to make a double chin and you don't want the chin sticking out, exposing the throat. Take a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Eyes closed if that feels okay for you. And just starting to let go more and more with each breath. Let the ground carry your body weight. And enjoy these last few moments of Shavasana where you let everything that you just did during your practice assimilate or sink in body, mind, and spirit. Feel free to stay here 5, 10, 15 more minutes. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. And bring some movement back into the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. If it would feel good, you could do another full body stretch. And bend your knees one at a time, placing your feet on the floor. Slowly roll onto your right hand side, using your right arm for a pillow. Take a couple breaths here, feeling the lungs and ribs expand in every direction, the front and back and sides. With the strength of your arms, slowly push yourself up to seated. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Come up to your easy cross-legged pose. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Lift the rib cage up away from the pelvis. Relax the shoulders, eyes closed. Reach the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky. Breathe here. Now that you're in this relaxed state, hopefully you feel a little taste of the Anandamaya Kosha, of that bliss sheath. Good idea would be to meditate after this practice for 10, 15, 30 minutes. For now, we'll close our time together. Circle your hands together in front of your heart into prayer. Thumbs gently touching the heart center. Let's show gratitude and close our circle with one Om. Take a deep breath in. And then you can bow to where it feels good for you. Bring your thumbs from your heart center up to your third eye, acknowledging the energy that's within you, around you, connects us all together and never goes away. That energy within me acknowledges the energy within you, and I thank you so very much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste.